Make me the co-host so I can do the backup.
I'll do that right away. Done, sir.
Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Good to go. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Greetings from KVC Academy and welcome to yet another session of Thursday Thoughts. All of you have been viewing on screen which special personality we have today. And if you haven't heard of him enough, I would like to introduce him before he takes over the session. We have amidst us Mr. NYRAJ VASANI, and I could describe him with n number of adjectives, but for now, I would like to stick to someone who is my best friend for about 25 years now. Yes, that's how old I am, and that's how long he has known me. So I take this honor in welcoming him and joining us to this session today. Thank you, NYRAJ, for taking our invitation and offering to advise our students, because believe me, you're going to listen to something from the best. He is an author, he is an engineer, he is a programmer, he is a sports person, he is a stock market investor, stock market analyst, and everything that a finance head needs. So without further ado, I will hand over the session to him and let's begin the session, Stock So People Stock. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Deepika. My age is 23, so that is fine. Okay, so thank you, everyone. I can see many familiar names in the window as well. So thank you, everyone. And as you know, today I'm going to talk about two particular concepts. One is entrepreneurship and one is stock market. So even though they are diverse, I will go in one by one and later I will combine the both. And if you have any questions in the meantime, you can put it in the chat window. And as and when I come across, I will answer. I will start with the stock market. After that, I'll take few of your questions. And then I will go with entrepreneurship. And I'll take questions along the way. And at the end, we'll have a formal question answer sessions. Okay, so since it is the basic of the stock market, let me tell you about my journey of the stock market. My journey started when I was almost in high school, not yet in high school. And when I used to come back from my school, and that used to be around 2:45 to 3, my grandfather used to follow the stock market. And at that time, like I told you, there was screen trading, not screen trading as much. So there was no mobile app to check the stocks. So he used to watch the ticker on TV, and he had invested few of his spare cash in the stock market. And when I used to go home, he used to tell me, please follow this particular stock. And for people who are not aware, on TV, the stock ticker goes alphabetically. So it goes from A to Z. So if I'm tracking a stock called Britannia, and currently alphabet D is going on, I have to wait for the entire ticker to complete and come back to the letter B. And that's when I started giving him the updates on the stock market. I did not know what I was doing. I was just telling him, this is the company and this is the price. He used to be in the other room having tea and he used to ask me, which company, what is the price? And after some months, I asked him, what do you do with these numbers? So he's like, it's simple, you make money. So I was like, how is it? So he was like, if the number goes up, you make money. And if the number goes down, you lose money. So I'm like, can you make money in the long run? He's like, yes, definitely. And I was shocked because here I was studying geometry, I was studying social science, and here my grandfather, without basic formal education, he was just betting on market up or market down. And I was like, is it so easy to make money? He's like, yeah, you just need to have the risk appetite. I was like, okay. And I jumped into the market. At that point of time, I was not 18 yet. So I started my account in my mom's name. And without any knowledge, just with one knowledge that if the price goes up, I'll make money. If the price goes down, I will lose money. I had no idea about which is the stock market trading firm I should go to, what is the brokerage, what is intraday, what is Sensex, what is Nifty, no idea at all. I just wanted to enter the game. And it was good in a way because I was not scared enough because I did not know the complete picture. So there is a saying, the more you know about something, the more frightened you will be. And I was just like any other beginner. I just wanted to make money and I was so happy and actually wanted to get away from studies a bit. I thought I'll make money and after 10th, I will not do anything. And then as it turned out, for the first 3.5 years, all my investments were dipped in red ink completely. Each and every stock that I got used to go down. But I had one thing in my mind, which was a misconception, that eventually the market will come up. Eventually my stock will hit that price, which actually is not true. It might never hit, but I had that feeling because my grandfather had told me that even if you buy at one price and if it goes down, eventually when it goes up, you can sell it. So I was very happy. And that's how I started. And now I see many people, before they start entering the market, they watch hundreds of YouTube videos. They ask hundreds of people, should I invest? Is it a gamble? And they procrastinate, in short. They delay. My suggestion to the beginners, even if you do not know anything about the market, if you start with as little as 100, 150, you can get your account open. And you know the best university is the university of failure. The sooner you fail, the sooner you will learn, and the sooner you learn, the sooner you will earn. So that way, if you are still on the edge, thinking, should I enter the stock market? I think right now, after the COVID-19 scenario, it is a wonderful time to enter the stock market. And since I'm talking about the basics here, let me tell you, you do not need to know 100% of the market. If you know 5 to 10% of the market, it is more than enough. And that too, after you enter, you can learn about it. You put little money and you learn. And still, if you're very scared, okay, this is one strategy which you can directly do it as a newcomer. If you're very, very scared to enter the stock market, enter a mutual fund. Now, mutual fund is a separate topic altogether. But if you want to invest money in the stock market and you're scared that on your own, you will completely goof it up, then invest in mutual fund. Once you invest in a mutual fund, start studying about the stock market simultaneously. You can invest as little as 500 a month in a mutual fund. You can get it started. Any mutual fund, okay? You randomly pick a mutual fund, okay? It will make you some amount of decent return. Along with that, you start studying about the stock market. You will reach one point, and that will happen with every trader, every investor. So people who are seasoned stock market investors will agree with this. You will reach a point where you feel, I can do better than the mutual funds. Till you do not get that confidence that I can do better than the mutual funds, I would say mutual fund would be the right instrument for you to invest. So you start investing in mutual fund if you're a newcomer. And at one point, you will reach that tipping point, that pivot, where you will say, no, I can easily earn more than what mutual fund is earning. That is when you have mastered at least how to make money in the short term. And many people even take this gauntlet. They invest in mutual fund, they invest in the stock market simultaneously, and they compare their returns. How much mutual fund is giving them, how much their own investment is giving them. And they play with that. So what do you need to know? What do you need to learn about the stock market? You need to have zero knowledge about the stock market. You just have to go to any securities firm. That is what they call securities. Any bank, any banking division will have a stock market division. For example, if I am having an ICICI, it will have ICICI Securities, Kotak Securities. You walk in there and tell them I want to invest in the stock market. It is very, very simple. They will get you started with less than 500 bucks initial investment. Okay, less than 500. Some newcomers like Zerodha can do it for free. Okay, and there are 2 accounts they'll open for you, Demat account and trading account. All that is fine. You will get an app where you can invest, that is you can buy and you can sell. So from your side, the only work you need to do is you need to go into one of these offices. Even now, if you cannot go to the office, you can do it online. But I would suggest you go to an office right now, because you will be assigned to one relationship manager who will guide you initially. Initially, you will need hand-holding for 1 or 2 months. After that, you can do it independently. And once you enter the stock market, I would suggest you enter as early as possible, because whatever there is to learn, whatever you need to know, the tricks, the ropes of the game, you will learn very well. And even after all these years in the market, stock market throws a different picture to you every day. You're learning every day, but your reaction becomes more and more stable. Okay, initially when you see the 2008 crisis, so people who have been investing since a long time, the market meltdown right now, and if you compare it to 2008, people have seen that. So more number of days you see in the stock market, better your reaction will be, better your investments will be, and you will learn not to get emotional about any stock. Okay, and which stock to invest, you will get hundreds of tips. If you Google which stock to invest, you'll get hundreds of tips. And you know about Google, Google will give you the answer what you're looking for. For example, if you're looking for this company is bad, when you Google it, you will get that result. If you Google this company is good, Google will give you that answer. Google, in fact, will show you what you want to hear. Instead of that, you see which companies are doing good at ground level. Okay, which companies are doing good at ground level. Now, around you, from the beginning of the day till the end of your day, just see the products that you use the most. Just see the products that you use the most. You get up in the morning, you have a chai, you have biscuit. Now, if you see today's talk of Britannia Industries, if many of you have seen it, or if you have not seen it, today morning, Britannia came up with the announcement that they have not sold these many biscuits in the last 8 decades that they have sold in the quarantine period. And the stock has soared 4-digit percentage returns. Okay, so you know that these companies are going to do very well. Okay, FMCG stocks. So you don't need to be a master of the stock market. You just need to know which companies are performing well. And since you're at that level, the ground level, you can personally see with your own eyes which companies are performing well, which companies are not performing well. So I've got many chats. Now I will continue the session with the chats. Let me see if I've got a question. Shreyas, yes. Okay. Short graphite, I'll come to your question. Okay, there is long graphite. Okay. Shreyas is saying there will be a correction soon because it is overbought. Okay. Now, there's a question that there will be a correction. Now, in stock market, let me clear some basic jargons. Okay. You will have people talking about all fancy terms. You will have all fancy terms. Sensex, Nifty, okay, depression, bull market, bear market, recession. Now, there is one term called correction in the stock market, and there is one more term called recession in the stock market. Many people confuse both these terms. So when I say there is correction in the stock market, that means the stock market has gone down by 10% of the highs. Means if the market was at some point, if it has gone down only by 10%, it is called a correction. And if it goes down by 30%, 30, then it is called a recession. So when people use the words interchangeably, you should be careful. So right now, from the all-time highs, market fell 30%. So that was a short-time recession, but market came up. So you might be having many questions. What if I buy a stock and if there is a correction? Correction means if the price goes down. If the price goes down. If the price goes down, which will happen, you have to stay invested, but the company that you invest should be good. Okay, you should have belief in that company. And many people have this temperament that as soon as the market goes down, they sell in panic. Okay, please learn to have patience, which stock market will teach you in a very harsh way how to have patience. That is one virtue you will learn very well in the stock market. So once you invest, for example, you are in your late teens, you are in your early 20s, very good time to invest because you have a very good time horizon. So in this age, please try to avoid playing in penny stocks. Penny stocks are the stocks which are 10 paise, 15 paise, 1 rupee. Many people will recommend that to you. They will tell you today it's 1 rupee, tomorrow it will become 2 rupees, buy it. Very easy to get tempted to buying penny stocks. But at your age, buy fundamentally strong companies. I don't need to tell you the names. Any names that you hear a lot are actually fundamentally strong. Okay, if you take FMCG sector, you have ITC, you have Dabur. You take any sector, when I talk about steel, you know that's Tata Steel. So please invest in those companies and wait. And once your price comes, once your profit margins come, you sell it. You do not need to go up and down with the market. Okay, many people from morning 9 to evening 3:30 afternoon, they watch the stock price every minute. You don't need to do that. The purpose is you invest, you sit on it, and when your price comes, you sell it. There's no need to get panicked, because that way, your entire day, you will focus only on that particular thing, which actually is not worth it. Stock market, after a period of time, should take the back seat. It should take the automated seat. In other words, your interaction should be minimum. And there are apps where you need to place your order. They will execute it on their own. So initially, if you invest 100% of your time, eventually you should invest only 1 or 2% of your time. It should be automated, and you will learn eventually. So if you feel right now you are spending 5 to 6 hours analyzing, if you're spending 5 to 6 hours in the stock market, over a period of time, if you do not reduce that particular time, it means either you have not automated or you're still struggling. Okay, and at that point of time, there is no harm in handing over your portfolio to a mutual fund. Many people, they try the stock market. Sometimes they do not like it at all. So they hand over the entire portfolio to a mutual fund. You can do that. Ultimate intention is to make money. Okay, ultimate intention is to make money and nothing else in the stock market. You can learn about the companies, you can take their graphs, but ultimately you're doing all this to earn a good return. And the earlier you start, more returns you will make. Okay, I have got a question. If mutual funds are considered good for beginners, then those who have invested in Franklin Templeton funds, which are usually considered to be safe, what happened to those people? Okay, this is from admin. Now, regarding mutual funds, let me tell you one particular concept. Please invest in mutual funds which have a bank. For example, okay, you invest in Kotak mutual funds. Does Kotak have a bank backing them? Answer is yes. You invest in Axis mutual fund. Does Axis have a bank? Yes. The mutual funds which are backed by a bank have a very strong spinal cord. Okay, the question is very valid. The question, let me repeat for all of you. I said mutual funds will be a safer route compared to stock market, but recently the people who are not aware, people who have invested in Franklin Templeton, 6 of their schemes went bankrupt and they are not able to pay back the money. So what if people have invested in Franklin Templeton? First of all, they will get their principal not now, in 3 to 4 years. Secondly, whenever you are investing in a mutual fund, please invest in a 5-star mutual fund. The ratings will be given in any website, or as simple as that, if the mutual fund has a bank in its name, go with that mutual fund. Okay. If the mutual fund does not have a bank's name backing it, that means they are usually very low on principal. Okay. There are many mutual funds which has come. Axis Bank, Axis Mutual Fund, very good. ICICI, HDFC, all these are good. Now, I've got one more question. Okay. Recession is when GDP of economy goes negative. Correct, Shreyas. Okay. Okay. Bajaj Finance. Okay. Okay. Now, we have something like Sensex. We have something like Nifty. So let me give you the full form first. When you say investing in markets, you have something called as National Stock Exchange. We have something called as Bombay Stock Exchange. Remember one thing, you do not need to get confused with the fancy names. NSE and BSE are 2 doors to the same room. So many people say I've invested in NSE, I've invested in BSE. Are they different? For a beginner, they are not different. Ultimately, you're entering the same room. And what is Sensex? Sensex is nothing but sensitivity index. That is the full form. That are the top 30 stocks of the nation. And Nifty Nifty, it is our national index 50. Those are the top 50 stocks of the country. But nevertheless, you don't have to bother with this jargons. You just have to concentrate on individual companies. I've got, okay, correct. I have got one thing. What is the view on the verdict in interest waiver? Interest waiver by SC will have a long-term impact, not the short-term impact. We'll discuss about this at the end of the sessions. Okay. Now, if you are investing in the stock market right now, and if you have a friend who wants to invest along with you, please listen to this distinction. If you're going into the stock market, always do it alone. Never discuss about it. Never take anyone in partnership. I have seen many friends together investing into one pool and doing it together. Don't do that. If you want to involve your friends with you, then you go into the entrepreneurship route. So I'm coming to the next topic, which is our entrepreneurship. And now, I will, essentially, I'll come to your question on intraday. I'll come to your question in our question answers round. Now, entrepreneurship, if you see, many people nowadays want to become entrepreneurs. It sounds cool. It sounds something unique. In fact, 10 years back, if in a class, when a teacher asked, what do you want to become? No one might have known this word, but recently this word has come up a lot. Entrepreneurship, startups. Very good time to do a startup right now. And for that, let me give you two suggestions. So for people who are making your own company right now, okay, assembling people, want to do something, startup, entrepreneurship. First, let me tell you, if you want to become an entrepreneur just for the sake of becoming an entrepreneur, stop it right now, okay? If you have a unique idea, if you think this will solve some problem, please go ahead. Please go ahead. But if you see that this person is becoming an entrepreneur, this person has done a startup, even I want to do a startup, please don't go for that, okay? It will never succeed. You want to become an entrepreneur because you want to earn more money. If money is your end goal, you might still succeed, okay? But just to sound cool or just to say that I have my own startup, that will not work. So for people who are planning something, I would suggest 3 things for entrepreneurship. First thing is you should have at least 1 or 2 people along with you for a startup whom you will trust. And by God's grace, if it goes into the IPO phase or if it goes public, these people should be there with you throughout the journey. Okay. So don't take anyone for temporary basis. If you feel that they are actually going to contribute to your idea, your vision, or if you're helping someone enhance their vision, it should be from a very, very starting phase, okay? Otherwise, start alone, and later on, get business partners along the way. How do you do your logo? How do you get legal rights? All that will come to it in some time. But if you have an idea, first what you need to do is you need to write down your idea privately in a locked way in some social media platform, so that in future, if someone comes up with the same idea, you have the timestamp. You have the timestamp saying that at this time I had this idea. It is not an infringement. Okay, so anyone who has an idea right now, you store it in a secure way, but in a locked manner, in a private manner, so that only you have access to that social media and it should be there. So in future, if you want to show anyone that I had this idea at this point of time, you can show it to them. Okay, don't keep your idea with you, and please do not discuss your ideas openly in a public forum, because if anyone else gets that idea, they might start it. If you feel your idea is very, very unique, you please hold it and just discuss with the people whom you have confidence in, okay? And the next stage of a startup, is you need to get funding. And the person who gives you the initial funding, okay, that is called as your seed investment or your seed capital, will be the family person, will be a friend who will be your first investor, okay? That is called your seed fund. And many people confuse between these two terms. Let me clear out the misconception. One is a venture capitalist and one is an angel investor. And if you ask 99% of entrepreneurs, they will still not know the difference between an angel investor and a venture capitalist. Angel investor, the main difference is the angel investor will invest with his or her own money, whereas a venture capitalist will invest other people's money or will be an employee of a firm who will be investing. Okay, therefore, very, very necessary, if you are getting an angel investor, you have to please opt that option other than a VC. Always opt for venture capital, always opt for angel investors over venture capitalists. And the third rule of thumb is, whenever someone invests in your company, you give a stake of your company to that person. Always hold more than 50% of the company with you, excluding your friends. In other words, you as a person should have more than 50% stake. If there are 3 friends involved, it will be 33, 33, 33 initially. Never go below. Because if more people come in, even though if you get money, there'll be a lot of legal turbulence later on. And for people who are just having their startups, who are struggling with their startups, there are many shows you can watch. I hope all of you have watched shows like Shark Tank, Dragon Den, Pursuit. Okay, there are many, many shows which you watch. And unlike India, US, you can even patent your idea. Okay, your ideas also can be patented. Okay, so if you have a very good idea, I think I will take this in some other talks. If you have a very good idea, you can apply for a patent from the US so that your idea is patented. In other words, you do not need to build the product. If you just have a unique idea, you can patent that idea. For example, a person from Japan long back had an idea that when we click someone's photo from a camera, the photograph should come out immediately. It was not invented. But he patented that idea. So after that, when Canon invented that camera, they had to pay this person the royalty because he had already patented the idea. That is why if you have a very good idea, you please try to patent it privately, okay? And don't discuss it with anyone and everyone whom you meet. And if you're having more people in your startup, if you are bringing in more people in your startup, please make sure everyone comes in with their own skill sets. Everyone comes in with their own skill sets. You do not want everyone very good in business, no one knows how to make a website. Everyone very good in legal, no one knows how to sell. That is why if you're having 2 to 3 people, make sure all 3 of you have a different skill set. If not, you please assign and delegate a particular skill set to a particular person so they can improvise. Many people, they form a startup with their friends. Initially, they do not want them, but they still tag along. 3 people, 4 people, 5 people. And out of that 5 people, like in any project work, 3 people are working, 2 people are not working. And if the project goes ahead, even those 2 people will get money without doing anything. That is why I don't think startup is a very small thing or it's a very casual thing. You have to actually plan very, very seriously for this. And my suggestion would be, before going into a startup, it is very nice if you have 1 or 2 years of corporate experience, even as an intern. So many people tell me it's an unpaid internship. Should I join? Or the internship is not in a good company. You please grab that opportunity. Even if you're getting some experience, okay, especially if you're getting experience in going to their office, seeing how the office works, you will get a very good idea. So if you see all the entrepreneurs which are coming up, they have 1 or 2 years of corporate experience. They see how the actual corporate world is working, how people are managing, how many departments are there. Simultaneously, side by side, make your own plan of your startup. Okay, so right now the trend is people are having full day jobs, Monday to Friday, and Saturday, Sunday, they are working on their startup. That is a very intelligent way of working. Side by side, you build your startup so that your professional experience will come into the startup as well. And eventually, once you know that your startup has reached a level, you can quit your full-time job. This is again a suggestion. If you want, you can directly start. Secondly, many people say having a degree is important. Actually, no. Having a degree is not at all important in a startup venture. Even in the stock market, having a degree is not at all important. So stock market and entrepreneurship are the two fields which have one thing in common. They don't care whether you're first standard, 10th standard, or a graduate. You can still make money. You just need a little bit of common sense. Okay. And there are various stages of funding, which again, I will talk later. So now, since I've spoken, I've got many questions. I will take some questions you can ask. If you have asked before, I have not responded, please ask again. I will take in as many questions as possible. And at the last 5 minutes, I will continue with our stock market strategy of intraday. So I will wait for your questions. If you have asked a question before, if I have not answered, please type your question again. I will try to answer. Okay. Shreyas, you can ask your question again. Okay. Okay, Shreyas's question is, how do you do fundamental analysis in a stock market? Okay. There are two analyses in a stock market. One is fundamental analysis and one is technical analysis. Okay, this is for everyone. The question is, how do you perform fundamental analysis in the stock market? So my answer is, there are two analyses. One is fundamental, another one is technical. Fundamental, in simple words, is which stock you need to buy, and technical is when you need to buy. Okay, what is fundamental, when is technical. So fundamental analysis, what does it comprise of is, you see the track record of the company. You see how good the company is. Is the company here for long? Is the company giving dividends? Is the company in profit? And I think most of you are CA students. So is the company particularly compliant in all four aspects, that is taxation, accounts, law, and costing? If you find the company has very good profit and loss statements, very good books, okay, as CA students, you will know it, how much debt the company has. And if you feel this company is good, and even when you're doing your articleship, when you article some forms, you will come to know that this form is good and this form is bad. You yourself can understand. Same way with the stock market. You don't need to go too deep into the numbers. You just need to have a surface level understanding. And the answer from your fundamental analysis should be either yes, good company, or no, bad company. You can never have an answer in between. So after you finish fundamental analysis of a company, you should come out with only two outcomes. One is yes, it's a good company, and one is no, it's a bad company. So once you come up with yes, it's a good company, when do you buy it? Okay, when the quarterly results are announced, when dividends are announced, when the market is dipping, that is your technical analysis. Technical analysis does not care which company it is, it cares only on the graph, whether it's going up, whether it's going down. Therefore, your fundamental analysis should take place first, and your technical analysis should take place after that. Okay, so let me go to the next question. Okay, I have got one question from Mansi. Do you recommend option trading? Option trading is good, but most of the apps right now, if you see online right now, are scam. You might have seen many ads where you just need to click and click. Market goes up, market goes down, and you make money. Okay, many ads. 99% of these ads are scam. Okay, 99% of these ads are scam. Therefore, if you really want stock market, future and options trading is good, but only options trading through an app, it's a big red flag. Okay, please don't go for it. Okay. Our next question is, from where can I study technical analysis in detail rather than YouTube? Is there any academy in Bangalore? Yes. Okay. Technical analysis, for example, I'll just give you one example, not necessarily that. You open your trading and demat account in, say, Kotak. Okay. and you open your account, you can visit their securities office. Over there, there are people who are actually doing technical analysis. You can sit with them, and since you're an account holder, they will tell you what they are doing. Okay, it is not a secret what they are doing. They'll tell you what they're doing. Similarly, if you're invested in Share Khan is a subset of BNP Paribas. Anywhere you go to the floor, you can learn it. And there is one academy of Canara Bank in Cordialwell where they teach you technical analysis. Same thing you can learn on YouTube, but you can learn it firsthand. You can learn it firsthand. And that is your Canara Robeco Mutual Fund, where they have actual classes on Saturdays and Sundays where you can play with the dummy market. Okay. Okay, my next question is cryptocurrency investment good for diversification? Okay, the question is investment in cryptocurrency, is investment in cryptocurrency a good option? Now, let me tell you, whenever you're investing, your investment should be like a bowling alley. You know the pins in a bowling alley? 4, 3, 2, 1. If you notice a bowling alley, you have 4 pins at the back, 3, 2, 1. Your investments also should be in that order, 40%, 30%, 20%, 10%. And that 10% should be in risky investments. Risky investments, I mean, you can invest in paintings, you can invest in diamonds, you can invest in some coins, you can invest in Bitcoins. Now, Bitcoin is a very good investment for diversification. But the problem is the Indian legal structure does not permit data mining currently of cryptocurrency. They have not banned it completely. So if the government comes out clean saying that, yes, we will allow you to have a cryptocurrency account where you can invest in Ethereum, Bitcoin, then it is a safe option. But considering if you are an Indian resident, cryptocurrency is good, but it might be taken away anytime from you. Okay, and you might have heard that people are having Bitcoin theft. So from your account, people come, do data mining, take away the Bitcoin. But if you have the infrastructure which is solid, or if you have friends who are abroad where the rules are not so strict, in fact, there is a YouTube channel called Nomad Capitalist, where he has suggested 9 places, 9 countries where investing in Bitcoin becomes completely safe. Not only Bitcoin, any cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is one of the cryptocurrency. Okay. Okay. Which sector is badly hit now? Shreyas has asked me the question. Which sector is badly hit now? I'll tell you which sector is badly hit now. According to the stock market, infrastructure sector is hit by almost 54% because it was on a standstill. Your hospitality sector is very badly hit. Your aviation sector is very badly hit. But last week, all these sectors have jumped more than 10% because of the unlockdown. Okay, so the sectors which were hit during the lockdown, almost all the sectors were hit except fast moving consumer goods. But the sectors which are coming up now, so if you are a stock market investor right now, you should definitely go for hospitality, that is hotels. You should definitely go for some aviation stocks, and you should go for some infrastructure because everything is resuming, because these are the stocks which are very, very badly. Shreyas, insurance sector has a bright future. Insurance sector has a very, very bright future, not only in investing, but even as a profession. Now, for people who are doing CA especially, you can also consider one course called the actuarial science, actuary. Okay, one of the most sought after professions. You have to again, like CA, clear many modules, 14 to be exact. You have to give the exams, same way like how you study CA. You have to get one cut off, you will get the certificate. Actuarial science is the study of insurance. So for people who want a lot of money without any risk, but ready to study, and I think most of the people are, you please opt for actuarial science. Please opt for actuarial science. And now I have got one more question. What are your views on investment in gold? Okay. Investment in gold is a very good option, but not physical gold. Physical gold, there's a lot of making charge, there's a lot of commission, there's a lot of tax. You can directly trade in gold ETF, that is exchange traded fund, or you can invest in gold mutual fund. There is a mutual fund which invests only in gold. So you can invest, that is called paper gold. And my last option would be to invest in physical gold. But nevertheless, I'll tell you, whatever is your age right now, that much of percentage should be in gold till you reach 30. And after you cross 30, your investment in gold should be at a strict 10%. Now that is the law followed by almost all investors. So let me tell you, so if your age for example is 22 right now, your 22% of your portfolio should be in gold. That is if you're earning. When you're 29, 29% should be in gold. But once you turn 30, you should make it back to 10%. And after 30, at any given point of time, you should have 10% of your investments in gold. And there is one relation between the stock market and gold. Not always, but most of the time, stock market and gold have an inverse relation. That means if the stock market is going up, gold is going down, and vice versa. Therefore, if you're invested in both, whichever is going up, you sell, whichever is going down, you buy. And when the cycle changes, do the opposite. That way also people make a lot of money. Okay, I have got more questions. Just 1 minute. So what's your view on theater stock? Theater stock right now, PVR and Inox are the two theater stocks. Very good time to invest because PVR and Inox both were beaten down very badly and both are starting their cinemas shortly. Therefore, you can invest. Theater comes again in hospitality. Therefore, it's a very good time to invest in theater stocks. Not all of your money, some of your money. Okay. Okay, let me see other questions. If I have missed your questions, you can please ask again. Okay, I'm getting many questions, so I'm just picking out few. Okay, admin is, does macroeconomic factors affect the market? Recently, Moody's downgraded India's rating, but still the market rallied. Does it mean? Okay, let me tell you one thing about this. There is one rating agency called Standard & Poor, what you might know it as S&P. That particular agency, it gives rating for every country, how this country is going to perform. Like how we have critics in a movie, they give their comments on each and every movie. Like that, we have organizations who give their comments on every country. Now, Standard & Poor, for last 13 years, have said that Indian markets will not perform well. Continuously, even today morning, they have had a very negative outlook about India. But the problem is, India never listens to S&P. India has always proved S&P wrong. In other words, if S&P says that India is downgraded, people take it the other way, and they know that India is going to perform. Therefore, whenever someone gives you a rating of AAA, in stock market, AAA, AA, A+, those ratings do not matter at all. So the question was right. The market has rallied even after Standard & Poor's. So admin, to answer your question, those ratings of Moody's and S&P does not really matter. You individually should go to the stocks and see. Should we invest all our cash in stocks? Never. Never, shares. You should not invest all your cash in stocks. You should see how much you can lose. For example, imagine you have 5,000. Are you okay with losing complete 5,000? If your answer is yes, then invest. If you're okay to lose everything of that particular amount, then invest. Otherwise, go very, very slow. And that is called SIP. Okay, that is systematic investment plan. Invest every month, how much ever you can, but keep it persistent. Okay, instead of one time, divide your money and invest it in bits and pieces. Okay, okay, more questions. What's your view on screener.in to do fundamental analysis, Shreyas? Yes, it is a good portal to do fundamental analysis. Why to go to traditional broker when there is discount broker with less or no fees? Okay, Long Graphite has asked one question. This is for everyone. See, when you go to any securities to open your stock market or demat account, they charge you brokerage. When you buy or when you sell, they charge you brokerage. So there is something called traditional brokerage and there is something called discount brokerage. So there are many companies now which are giving you very, very less brokerage. For example, I'll tell you Zerodha. Zerodha, that's a discount broker. And we have a traditional broker, let us say HDFC. It makes very good sense to go to a discount broker, but the problem is risk. Maybe after 5 years, your discount broker might not be there in the market. There were many companies like discount brokers which came into the market, which gave zero brokerage and then which went bankrupt. Okay, so sometimes you have to balance it between a reputed name and a new name. Maybe your discount broker will never go bankrupt. Maybe that will become the next big thing. But many people believe in going with trusted names, not with new names. But if you're a risk taker, you can definitely go for a discount broker. You can definitely go for a discount broker because even traditional names, I don't know how many of you know this, but a very, very old name called Karvy, K-A-R-V-Y, even it went bankrupt. It was a very trusted name, so you never know. Okay. Okay. Why isn't rupee recovering like any other Asian currencies? Long Graphite. Okay. Rupee is not recovering like any other Asian currencies because of the decoupling effect. Okay. It's a long thing about the decoupling effect. In fact, Indian currency compared to USD has never shown a strong correlation. That means even if US completely collapses, Indian rupee to USD will remain between 65 to 75. Now that with the new legislation should change. How Asian countries are reacting to USD, even India will react soon. To answer your question, it is right. India is still not reacting very sharply in the currency market, which has to change, Okay. Okay, I have got Narasimha and I have got, yes, Shreyas, 2000 crore scam. Okay, Shraddha, okay. The books I have written are for my clients, which are private. You can subscribe on my website. You will get a free copy. Nevertheless, the actual book called Eye to Eye is coming on Kindle as well as it is coming in hardcover. It is coming in November. Right now, it is for clients only and for the people who are investing in other countries. But the same copy of the book is going public in November. Kindle version will come in November. The name of the book is Eye to Eye. That is impossible to inexorable. And the paperback version is releasing on December 15th of the book. Okay. Shreyas, I will tell this separately to you. I'll tell this separately to you. Okay. One more question is, how much of a company should we give it? Okay. Okay. If you're having a startup, like I said, please retain 50% of the company. And what are the ideal members in a startup? There is no ideal number. Ideally, you yourself can manage it, but 2 to 3 people would be a right combination to start. Later on, you will expand, but they will not be your partners. They will just be your employees. How many partners? Maximum 2 to 3 initially, then 2 venture capitalists. I think that mix would be good. Otherwise, everyone else can be your employee, but not your stakeholder. Okay. I had applied for SBI Cards IPO. Should I continue to hold or book loss? Please continue to hold. Long Graphite. SBI Cards IPO is undergoing a revamp. Therefore, if you're having a loss right now, don't sell it. Please hold on to the SBI card. I know many people had invested and they are losing money. Please hold on to it. The best sectors to invest for beginners. Okay, the best sector to invest for beginners would be FMCG. The best sectors to invest for beginners would be FMCG. And there is something called, you can Google it, there's something called Navratna companies. That is the 9 jewels, which are the 9 government companies, NTPC, NHPC and all that, which will give you good returns as good as the stock market, sorry, as good as a fixed deposit, but a little more. Therefore, you can Google Navratna companies of India. Those are called the 9 jewels of India. All are government companies. And for a beginner, you can invest in those stocks. Those are called Navratna stocks. You can select which particular company you want, but that is a good base for you to select. Okay. So what do you have to say about starting a Demat account in applications like GPay? Nothing wrong with it. Most of them are doing it using GPay itself. So nothing wrong with starting a Demat account. But be very sure that the link, okay, that's a separate topic, is a secure link, and the person whom you're dealing with is a legit person. Okay. Correct. Mohammed, the thing is correct. Benjamin Graham, it's a voting machine and it's a weighing machine. Yes. So intraday trading. Okay. For day-to-day speculation and investing, do you recommend an app like Zerodha, Mansi? Yes. For day-to-day speculation and intraday trading, I would definitely say Zerodha itself, because their intraday brokerage is as good as Zero. Therefore, for speculation, you can please opt for Zerodha. So I will take 2 more questions and then we'll stop it. Okay, what is your opinion in investment in penny stocks? Okay, let me first mute everyone. Okay, very good question. This is for everyone, please listen. Penny stocks are the stocks whose value is in paisa or 1 or 2 rupee. And those stocks are like the backbenchers. So for example, in a stock market, we have a large cap, we have mid cap, and then we have a penny stock. Large cap stocks are like the front benchers, who are the nerds who will always score good in the exam. Middle benchers are the people who will score well, but sometimes they might go off. Penny stocks are like the backbenchers. Now, out of 10 backbenchers, 9 will definitely fail, but 1 backbencher will turn out to be very, very good. Therefore, if you are investing in penny stocks, I would suggest you invest in 15 penny stocks, 15, 1 5. Even if 14 fail, if 1 penny stock will give you the return, it will compensate for the loss of all others. Okay. Therefore, investing in penny stocks, you should go with herd mentality. You should invest in 15 to 20 penny stocks. Okay. Right now in India, there are more than 300 penny stocks whose value is less than 1 rupee. I'll tell you one example. Vodafone was not a penny stock, but Vodafone, when the lockdown started, was 3 rupee 50 paise, 3.5. Today it is 10.5. Okay, you can see the percentage return. Okay, that was the time where people started subscribing because they were at home. If you can manage to take such risk, well and good. Now I take the last question. Okay, sir, which stocks to get high returns? Penny stocks will be highly market cap. Correct. Penny stocks will be highly market cap. And which stocks to get? Okay, last question. Which stocks to get high returns? You should know high risk, high returns. So if you invest in very, very good stock, your return will hardly be 8 to 9%. If you're investing in a medium stock, your return will be a little more. But if you're investing in a very risky stock, your returns can go in triple or 4 digits also. But as does the risk, even your risk will increase, even your returns will increase. Therefore, if you want 100 returns, you should go for 100% risk. 50% returns, 50%. Okay, with that, I think I will, yes, Shreyas, I will share my number. I will share it with the admin and Deepika. Then you can take it from them. Then we can discuss one-on-one as well. So Deepika, I hand it over to you.
Thank you, Neeraj. Thank you so much for patiently sitting with us throughout the session and answering the questions that the students are asking you. And I know how busy you are and how much this takes out of you. So I am once again thanking you on behalf of KVC for giving us your precious time. I can see the board behind you and it shows that I think you just finished your class. You can go and take a good break now, because I'm sure the students are all curious and excited to check your website out. Also, I must inform you that the spokesperson today here is also a TEDx speaker. Yes, KVC Academy actually had the privilege of hosting a person who has given a TED Talk, and the link of the TED Talk and all the other videos that Mr. Neeraj shares is on his website, which is displayed in the screen in front of you. Thank you, Neeraj, once again. I will take the feedback from the students, which I'm sure I'm already getting a lot of messages. But thank you once again for all your advice and the funny humor that you added in through all your quotes. They're absolutely fantastic, and we cannot wait for your book to be released. Thank you. I will get in touch with you once the session is over.
Thank you for hosting me. Thank you, KVC. Thank you, Deepika. And thank you, audience. I'm sorry I could not answer many of the questions. Very good participation. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. And for all of you, we will see you next Thursday with yet another session. Stay tuned to find out who is going to host you next Thursday. Good night, take care, and have a great evening.